Hello again, Will Hurd here. Some of you have been asking about my background and prior experiences, along with how I got started with the instant sales system. So let me answer those questions for you now. And also let me inform you that on Monday afternoons, we'll be having a sales call where you can call and join in and get together with us to talk about some issues pertaining to your success with the instant sales system. Now, my story goes like this, and it started more than 40 years ago as a kid selling newspapers, music, clothing, games, and more. In college, I was known primarily for two things: making money and basketball. Shortly after graduating, I was inducted into the Athletic Hall of Fame, became an owner, coach, and player for a semi-pro basketball team that won a number of championships. Right after college, I spent a short time selling portraits for a national company before getting started with my first real business, a restaurant. A couple years following that, I established a mortgage banking company. My success in the mortgage banking industry opened doors to many other ventures, including ownership in a few franchises and several major property and business syndications. It also led to investing in commercial and residential property ownership, music, film, and other entertainment productions. During December 2008, an associate introduced me to an online-based business that changed a lot of things. For one, it got me thinking of ways to simplify my life and to learn how to use the internet to be more productive and effective. Ultimately, I decided to exit the mortgage industry, and that was a tough decision, very tough decision. Mainly because for the past 20 years that had been my bread and butter. Also parted ways with other investments and properties that consumed much of my time. Now, this new internet opportunity brought me new excitement and challenges that sent me exploring and looking for smarter ways to market the newfound business that I had. While online exploring various marketing systems, I came in contact with a person that invited me to a $3,000 per person business seminar in Wichita, Kansas. This was during the summer of '08. That's where I sort of bumped into the owner and founder of the instant sales system, Michael Price. He was one of 12 speakers and presenters there. Somewhere either before, I think it was on our first day, somewhere near the middle of the day, Michael was standing with a group of people near the back of the room, and I was standing with a couple of people talking sort of next to him. Our backs were to each other. I didn't know who he was at the time. Someone in his group had said something, and I heard what they said and turned around and made a comment, and the comment that I made was sort of spiritual. And this was a 3-day event, so for the remainder of the time, during lunch and dinner, Michael would, myself, we would get together and we would continue talking, and we became good friends. When the event was over, we parted, but we stayed in contact, and the instant sales system was being launched in a month or so from that date, and when it did, I was given an invitation to participate in going forward. That's what got me into the position that I am in now. So that's how that all came about. So for now, that's a little bit about me and how I ended up with the instant sales system. Going forward in future contacts like this and on Monday sales calls, I'm going to be going over some concepts dealing with the small business structure. Primarily, I want to talk about the difference that what I have classified small business owners into, which is entrepreneurs and technicians. Many people think that anybody that's self-employed is an entrepreneur, but that's not the case. Briefly, let me tell you that an entrepreneur is a person that really sort of thinks of their business the way that a big business person, a corporation, would think in terms of their business, the structure. An entrepreneurial business begins with an investor, just like major corporations begin with shareholders, people that put up the money, and they do so because they want to maximize the return that they have invested into that business. Now, an entrepreneurial business can be a one-man show, or it could be many people. But however, an entrepreneur understands that the business was put together and to be a system to generate cash for the investors. Now, beneath or the investor is the person that runs the company, and that would be the CEO, the president, or the COO, whichever you want it to be. And responsible to that person would be, in its basic form, you can get kind of crazy with the structure, but we're going to keep this real simple. In its basic form, that would be a vice president of marketing. You would have a vice president of finance, and then you would have a vice president of operations. And of course, there could be various departments underneath all of these, but that is a very basic structure of an entrepreneurial business. And again, it could be one person, but that one person would understand that at different times they have to wear these different hats, taking on different functions, and the entrepreneur understands that the majority of his or her time should be spent working on the business and not working in the business. And that's the major distinction between the technician. That self-employed person spends the majority, if not all of his or her time working in their business, just working and working, trying to get things done, primarily because if they stop working, then the business stops and no revenue comes into the business. But the entrepreneur's business is systematized to be a money-making machine. So that's the primary business, and some things we'll talk about as we go forward and why that is important. Next thing that I'll be talking to you about is a sales strategy that I have used throughout my career and didn't realize it at the time. It's just something that started off naturally, but I perfected it over the years, and it has become a 6-step consultative sales approach. So I'll be talking to you more about that and how that will help you to become a professional at what you do. And the third thing, of course, that we want to talk about is you and possibilities for you in the instant sales system. Many of you have started off as sales reps, but there's a business side that I may have spoken to you about, which consists of our account executives and our senior account executives. So again, don't forget Monday afternoons, you can join in with me, and I've taken lessons learned from all my experiences, observations, and education, put them into a system that has helped me to succeed. I put this information together to help you along your road to success with the instant sales system. There are no real secrets here, only what has worked for me, because I believe it will also work for you too. If you master my style and techniques, it'll be like having your own personal HOV lane to cruise in, except this is the FEO lane for experts only. So until the next time, this is Will Hurd, and I look forward to being a part of your success. Take care.